Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we will be filming a little mini reading vlog because we'll be doing blind date with a book vlog. I've never done blind date with a book, but I will not be doing the traditional one this time around as well, but it's because I told my partner Patrick to go to the bookstore and pick a few books for me for this video, so it's not completely blind. I told him that maybe he could pick a few books that he thought I'd like, and then we can choose the book together in the intro. So that is what I'm doing. I have the bag over here. He got a few books, let's just say it like that. Yeah, I will not be reading 4 books. He has 4 books here. I don't know what the books are because it's all packed neatly in there. But let's just go through them. One of them is so thick, and I told him that he could get a couple books and maybe go into my physical TBR as well and pick a few books from there. So we shall see what he picked from my physical TBR and what he got. So let's go through them. The first one I got over here is Where the Dark Stands Still by A.B. Poranek. This is honestly in my TBR, or not physically, but I have been wanting to read this. I think this is Polish. Yeah, this is actually really interesting. So we have the first book as that. Okay, the second book is the thickest one. Of course, is The Will of the Many by James Islington or Islington. I think he got one book for him as well, also by this author. I don't know what it's called. It's over there and it's too tiny. I cannot see it, but I think that's why he got this one for me as well. Hopefully this other 2 is from my physical TBR. Oh no, only one of them. Okay, let's go through one more from the bookstore. It is Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. Look at how stunning the cover is, guys. But this is the skinniest book, and I think I know if this is from my physical TBR. Yep, I do know this. It is Sula by Toni Morrison. Okay. I heard that this book is very good, and it's also it deals with a lot of unlovable characters, so we shall see. I think, though, from this pile, I don't know if I want to read Sula, because it's the thinnest, which means I can binge it today, maybe, or I want to pick up Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. Oh gosh, guys, this is difficult. I think I might want to go with Sula. I got this. I think this might be the first book I got in 2025. And I've been wanting to read it because I want to read something by Toni Morrison. And I thought, you know what? I'll buy it. 1 year later, close to 1 year later, still have not read it. So I thought it's actually pretty fitting for me to pick this one up. I know this is semi of a classic kind of thing because it's pretty old, I think, the book, but I do want to pick up Where the Dark Stands Still as well. Oh guys, maybe letting me choose is actually not so smart. Quick explanation of what's gonna happen today is I'm gonna read a book, the whole entirety of a book today. And I'm gonna do some crafty bits, as in like finishing my crochet project, maybe starting a paint by number kind of thing. And maybe I do want to bake banana bread. I know, I feel like in all the vlogs I am baking banana breads, but it's just a thing I do each week. So yeah, I don't know what else we're gonna do. Maybe we're gonna do a little bit of walk outside. I do have a little bit of things to do today, so I'm gonna go out, and maybe while commuting I can read something. And I was thinking, because it's a bit busy today, I could just read Sula, because although it's thin, I think it's quite a challenging read. You know what? Let's go with Sula, because I've had this the longest from this year at least. So yeah, let's just go do that. I also need to go in like 20 minutes, and outside it just started to pour. So yeah, I love rainy days, okay? But not when I have to leave. But I have to leave soon, so I might have to change as well. Oh, that's yuck. Anyway, either way, I have Sula with me. I'm gonna start reading Sula very soon. But yeah, let's just go ahead and do a little bit of reading while commuting. I really hope it's not that difficult to read, because it is semi a classic. I need to look it up actually if it's a classic. But yeah, let's go read Sula. So I didn't take you guys along while commuting and doing all sorts of things outside the house and doing my errands. But I have been reading Sula and continued after I come back just now. And I am, I'd say, a little under halfway. One second. How long is this book? 180 something. Okay. So I'm about 30% in. I don't know what to say to this book, guys. I don't know how to feel about this book yet. I think I do enjoy the writing style that Toni Morrison has, for example, for Sula, but I don't know if I love Sula as a character. And so, just like a summary for this book, we are following Sula and Nell, which they are best friends, or friends, let's just say it like that. In this book, we will be following Sula and Nell's friendship. I think that will be the main focus. I don't know if anything else is going on, but so far from the 60 pages that I have read, pretty much we are setting up so that we can see the full extent of Sula's and Nell's friendship, so to say. But yeah, I think I am enjoying the setting up and like everything around it, like enjoying to a certain extent, because I don't know if I like Sula. I think the thing is, I do love very difficult characters. I love that with some characters in the book, when they're difficult, I love that I have to work and read more to like the characters, so to say. But I feel like with Sula, there are no redeeming qualities at all when it comes to her personalities, at least so far, right? I don't know what's gonna happen, but so far, I don't know if there's like redemption arc for Sula. This book also touches a lot on like heavier topics that I don't know if I'm articulated enough to talk about. I find it really interesting, very eye-opening. But the one thing that I just want to update you about is that I think if this book were longer than this, I would probably DNF it because I do not like Sula at all. But again, I am still pretty early on, and all the signs of Sula's character whenever she was younger is pretty chaotic, and I feel like it is written in a way that it will go a bit sideways when it comes to like their friendship. Okay, let me read the back. As young girls, Nell and Sula shared each other's secrets and dreams in the poor black Midwest of their childhood. Then Sula ran away to live her dreams and Nell got married. 10 years later, Sula returns and no one, least of all Nell, trusts her. Sula is a story of fear, the fear that traps us, justifying itself through perpetual myth and legend. Cast as a witch by the people who resent her strength, Sula is a woman of uncompromising power, a wayward force who challenges the smallness of a world that tries to hold her down. Okay, I feel like there might be a redemption arc, hopefully. Right now, I feel like she's just a brat. Hopefully, but from the blurb, I feel like it's gonna be really good. So we shall see. But yeah, anyway, I think that's the update that I have so far on Sula. But I thought, because I don't think it's that late yet. Yeah, it's not that late. I will start a paint by number, and obviously I'm not going to finish this book today. Will I finish this book today? Probably not. I will finish it tomorrow, but I do want to reach like 60-70% in. So like, I don't know, read another 50 pages or so, and then I will update you tonight before I go to bed. Okay, let's get on with some reading and also start a paint by number. Do not mind the clicking in the background. I did start my paint by number and then realized that it's too cold to sit on the ground or on the floor and do it. So I decided to not continue tonight and read a bit more of Sula. And I read quite a bit, honestly. Now I'm on page 150. So I have exactly like 31 pages left, although it is now quite a bit later. So I will just give you my second thoughts, I guess, when it comes to this. So much has happened. I think in this, like, how many pages? I don't know how far in I was, but guys, in the like, I don't know, 50 pages. No, not 50. I would say like close to 100 pages that I read. It was honestly so packed. So many things are happening, and the chapters are pretty much following the years, right? So, is my verdict still the same? And whether I still dislike Sula's character, I think now I dislike her even more. So, I think I would have a more coherent thought towards the end or like in the outro whenever I give you like the full final update when it comes to Sula. As if right now things just happened between Nell and Sula. Things happened between them a while back. And now Nell is confronting Sula. And honestly, the confrontation, I hated that confrontation because I know how it feels like to be Nell. But the fact that Sula just disregarded her like that, I don't know. Anyway, I am pretty close to the end, but I don't know if I want to read another 30 pages of this classic because it is quite tiring to continue more reading about Sula. So I think I will just keep it at that for tonight. I will see you tomorrow morning to read the last 30 pages of this book, and I will give you a full-on update on what I think of this book. But I feel like so far, this blind date with a book is pretty successful because obviously I'm going to finish one whole book, although it's a very skinny book. I do wish that I picked other books because I feel like I'm not in the mood to read Sula. And also right now I'm in the middle of Dracula. So I'm reading like two classics at once. And I feel like it's a bit much. And especially now that I'm like nearing a reading slump, also I'm really sorry if you guys can hear the clicking and if the clicking is annoying you. Do not mind that. That's Patrick. So far I don't understand the things that are happening here and whether I'm supposed to find them charming in a way because I do not find them charming. Sula is a woman of uncompromising power, a wayward force who challenges the smallness of a world that tries to hold her down. Maybe. I have to think more about this, I think. But as if for now, I still stand that I dislike Sula's character, and I think you're meant to not like her. I'm still a bit lost in this. I feel like I need to read the last 30 pages and stew on it a little bit, and then I can update you on a final update. So let's do that. It is also pretty late, so I'm gonna sleep. So I will see you tomorrow. Good night. So, this is the next day. I just finished Sula. It's quite a crazy ending. I don't know how to talk about it with you. I don't know if I fully understand the scope of it, although, like, obviously this is a classic, so I can definitely talk more spoilery, so in which I will probably do in a little bit, but I just finished this like less than 5 minutes ago. It is interesting. It's definitely an interesting classic. Whether it's one of my favorite classics, I'm not sure. But pretty much from the last time I talked to you, I read about 30 pages, I think. And not 30, maybe even 20 or 25. But after the death of Sula, so we're pretty much following Sula and Nell from like all the way to the beginning, from the Sula's mom or Sula's grandmother, even like all the way to Sula's death, and obviously following Nell as well because it's like Nell is a big part of Sula's life. So the town hated her, right? And after she died, people think like, oh my gosh, finally, but not really, because actually they felt kind of lost afterwards because they all have been more united, I guess, in this front, and more they feel the solidarity between them, I guess, because they all hate one thing, which is Sula. And then obviously after Sula passed, they have nothing that like bond them together, so to say. So that's like the community aspect of it. There's also this one bit where Ava, which is Sula's grandmother, confronted Nell about the death of Chicken Little. I think Nell there realized that maybe she's not as good as she thinks she is, because she's always thinking like she's the good one in the friendship between her and Sula, because Sula is the one who cheated on Nell, I guess, in a way, with Nell's husband Jude. But the book pretty much closes with, or like slowly but surely in this 20 pages that I read today, Nell was feeling like lifeless and goalless and aimless, because she feels like she's just following a routine. There's nothing new, there is no challenge, no nothing. And then we went to the last scene of this book, which is pretty much Nell grieving finally for Sula. Her biggest grief is never about Jude, which is her husband who Sula cheated on her with. It was actually Sula. Sula is her best friend, her soulmate, so to say. And that Sula, knowing all her flaws and so on and so forth, that it is her biggest love. Like Nell's love to Sula is the biggest love. So I think in general, this book is quite interesting. I just do not love the characters enough, or I don't know. I feel like the writing style itself is very interesting. I love writing style of Toni Morrison. Would I pick up any other books by Toni Morrison? Most probably. But I think Sula is not one of my favorites. I don't know. I just feel like I really did not like Sula. And it is interesting to see that although you think you are good, you could also be in other perspective that you're not as good as you think you are. And also it is interesting, like the cultural aspect of it, like with the slavery, with the all these difficult topics that honestly, like I said so many times, I don't know if I could do it justice by explaining it to you. So please just look it up if you're really interested in this book. But I feel like it is very realistic in a way, because relationships in any sort of caliber, like your partner or with your friends, with your family, whatever it is, it's not always rainbows, right? There are some bad days and there are flaws, so on and so forth. And I feel like this book definitely depicts it pretty well, and I really like how it got executed, and like how you're supposed to not like Sula, but there's a lot of Sula in us, so to say. So if you don't like it and if you feel attacked by what Sula did, maybe I think what the point of this book, or like the hidden message, is pretty much, at least what I got, is that maybe you should look into yourself a bit deeper, I think. Yeah, I find it really, really interesting. And if you guys are looking for, I wouldn't say it's a difficult classic to read. It's just a difficult classic to love because of the characters that are in this. I am pretty much character-based reader. I love reading about characters. I love exploring new characters and just like getting to know our characters. But when some of the characters are so unlovable, it's really difficult to just love the book. I read it super fast. I read it like a day. It's such an accomplishment, because I would have never read a classic in one day. Oh, 1 day or 2 days. Let's just say it like that. But essentially, I read this in like 2 sittings, which is crazy. Not 2 sittings. Yeah, essentially 2 sittings, 3 sittings. So yeah, I definitely want to pick up more books by Toni Morrison. I know here it says author of Beloved. Maybe Beloved is a more, I don't know, well-known one by Morrison. Morrison has a lot of books. In the back, after you finish your last page, there is like all the blurbs of all the books that Morrison has written. But if you guys want me to read the other 3 books, which is, what was it? The Will of the Many, Where the Dark Stands Still, and Paladin's Grace, let me know, because I will definitely try and read them, because they all sound really interesting, so I will try and do that. But yeah, other than that, I have nothing else to show you. I know I told you I want to bake something. I don't think I will quite manage to bake. Also, I've been baking so much recently. I feel like I don't want to bake anymore today. I know I started a paid by number. I also started puzzle today, although I don't think you guys saw that because I don't think I filmed that. Did lots of reading, obviously, because I read the entirety of Sula. I think that's it. It's probably gonna be a very short vlog, but it is also only a one book vlog. Usually I do like 4 or 5 books in one video if I could manage. But either way, I really hope you guys enjoy this format. Let me know down below if I should do more blind date with a book, but like an actual one where I get it like blindly, so to say. Anyway, that is it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in my next one. Goodbye.